Hey everyone, it is Danny and welcome to this evening update. I hope that you guys are doing really wonderful, and I am here with what is going on across the North Atlantic, and focus will be on the Caribbean end. So there is lots of rainfall across some areas, and so I'll be going straight into what's happening this evening. And so before I do so, please do subscribe if you haven't yet done so, and tap the bell so that you never miss an important update. Alright, and so as we return to this satellite imagery here, we can see that there's lots of activity across some areas. And if you look to the extreme left of your screen, there we have that little cluster. It's not so little, but there's that cluster of showers and thunderstorms south of Mexico. And so that is in association with a second disturbance that is dubbed Invest 92E over in the Pacific. Now that could become our next storm, Tropical Storm Beatrice, in the coming days. And so that would be the second named storm of the Eastern Pacific season. So the first is currently active, which is Hurricane Adrian. So Adrian has intensified into a hurricane, and I will go into details about it later down in this video. But for now, we're focusing on what is happening over here. So along the intertropical convergence zone, and that is the area where the trade winds of the north and south meet. Lots of moisture there that favor the development of showers and thunderstorms. So we're seeing lots of activity, and there are two tropical waves propagating along it. And there is one that recently made its way from the coast of Africa. There we have that cluster of activity, and then heading further west towards northern South America, there is another. We see lots of rainfall in association with this, and this is going to be making its way into the area and into the vicinity of the southeastern Caribbean and induce some rainfall as we head to later this week. But currently there is lots of moisture still seen in parts of the eastern Caribbean. So let's zoom in closer to the region here. We're taking a look at northern South America first, and parts of the Windward Islands, inclusive of Barbados and Trinidad and Tobago. So here we see lots of showers and thunderstorms developing this afternoon across different areas, parts of Venezuela, Colombia, going to Guyana, Suriname, French Guiana. There is some activity moving in, and just that cluster right there is in association with that other tropical wave. And for the ABC Islands, though, it's been a pretty sunny afternoon, so highly unlikely that there's going to be any rainfall heading throughout the rest of today. But in the vicinity of the Windward Islands that we can see here, going to Dominica, Martinique, St. Lucia, St. Vincent, the Grenadines, Grenada, there is that cluster of activity likely inducing some rainfall and even some thunderstorms across some areas. For Trinidad, it isn't so bad this evening compared to yesterday, so things have cleared up a bit in the area. Still some overcast skies, and you guys there might be receiving some rainfall. You can let me know in the comments what conditions are like for your area. Heading further up into the northeastern Caribbean now, here we can see that there is just so much activity developing this afternoon. As I said in my previous update, this would take place. So we're seeing lots of showers and thunderstorms extending further north, and other areas such as parts of the Leeward Islands that didn't receive much rainfall today are actually receiving some rain this evening. And other areas include Puerto Rico as well as the Virgin Islands. So finally some rainfall within the area after a very extensive period of little to no rainfall. But we're not seeing a whole lot at the moment for St. Croix, so hopefully there will actually be some shower and thunderstorm activity within the area, because I've been seeing the comments from you guys in terms of all of that, the dryness and the heat that has been pretty much prevalent across the area. But for most of the Lesser Antilles this evening, there is lots going on in terms of showers and thunderstorms. And again, that new round of rainfall is going to be making its way in association with that tropical wave that is just in the vicinity of northeastern South America. But what about the rest of the basin? Let's go on over into the west, and here we can see that there's lots of showers and thunderstorms developing, especially across southern Jamaica and across some northern parishes. Of course, not everywhere is receiving all this afternoon rainfall, but as I said, mostly for southern parishes, as well as for sections of Hispaniola, Haiti, the Dominican Republic, even for some parts of Cuba, especially going to the most easterly side of the country, and also in the vicinity of the Cayman Islands. Heading over into Central America, but there is certainly some activity noted within the area, as was predicted by the different models when we took a look at the rainfall maps earlier this morning. So this is going to be somewhat of a trend of heading into the afternoon hours and seeing a lot more shower and thunderstorm development once that moisture is abundant within the area. But I want to also go ahead and take a look at the Saharan area map. Here we can see that there is lots of dry air noted across sections of the tropical Atlantic, and heading closer to the coast of Africa, we see that there are more denser plumes of that dry air. And once that infiltrates anything trying to develop, it really helps to diminish activity and prevent any any intensification. So that is the job of the dry air. It helps to suppress development across the tropical Atlantic, especially in July, and this isn't uncommon to see. So this Saharan area, this Saharan dust and dry air is actually going to be making its way into the Caribbean and inducing some more stable conditions across the region. But of course, there are those tropical waves. That's going to be the trend, where we have these tropical waves coming in and bringing that increased rainfall to the eastern islands and also for parts of northern South America. And so I'll be covering this more as time goes by. But now we want to go ahead and take a look at what is happening over in the Pacific. As I mentioned before, there is that disturbance in West 92E, which is likely going to become our next tropical storm within the coming days, Tropical Storm Beatrice, and it will be close to the Pacific coast of Mexico. Hence, it could induce some heavy rainfall along coastal areas, and so I'll be talking about that as time goes by. But there we have Adrian, and it is a Category 1 hurricane right now and is not expected to become much stronger. And as it is going to be accelerating further away from Mexico, it is going to be encountering some cooler waters as well, and that should help to keep the intensity of it at a minimum until it eventually dissipates out there. So it's not a threat to land as of right now, but again, that other developing disturbance could be. And guys, I also want to bring your attention to something that someone has done for me and actually sent to my email. Kamisha, I really appreciate this logo design. It's very lovely, and so guys, you can leave some love to Kamisha down in the comments below. And so that is pretty much it for this update, and I hope that you found it to be quite informative. But if you have any questions, leave them in the comments as well, and you can also share your thoughts there. And remember to always be weather-wise.